All right, we're back. Another episode of Chicano Tube. We're here in Chicano Street Studio, gente. I appreciate your time once again. Let's go through some housekeeping items before we get into the title of the video, which was trending over Memorial Day weekend. We'll get into that right now. But before, a couple formalities. Gracias all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone inside the members only. The members only is the backbone of the community. I highly appreciate you guys, man, because you guys really do support the movement. This is this Chicanismo that was dead in the water. No one was talking about it. It was just going to stay on t-shirts and cool little designs. But we got the cultura up and running, and we got everyone now online talking about being Chicano. And I want to thank you guys, man. You guys are the ardent supporters of the channel. The new subscribers, we're knocking on the door at 20K. I just want to say thank you again. If you're a new subscriber, we got a lot of different content going on. The solo lives are, I call them brown issues. There we talk about directly issues that affect us, man. Because really, I'm going to be real with you. I don't got the time to do this internet thing. I really don't. I got multiple businesses. I got employees. I got things. My phone rings like AT&T Central. I just shut it off Friday, 5 o'clock to Monday, 8 a.m. to have work-life balance with the familia. But if we're going to do anything on this internet thing right here, we're going to do everything to advance the people and move the people forward. Everyone got the lane on the internet. This is our lane that we carved out 2 years ago. But hey, 20,000, we're knocking on the door. I appreciate you guys. And what helps out the channel is if you hit that like right there. And if not, there's a chinga tu madre, a thumbs down button right next to it. That's for the creeps, the lurkers, the haters, the weirdos, the ones that want to talk mierda online. Hey, one way or another, you got to pay to play, baboso. So at least hit the thumbs down, you know what I mean? For you make a reaction or a video about me looking like a pendejo or something like that. Well, then hit the thumbs down. At least do that, cabron. You could do that at least one time, right? If not, there's a share button. You can share their social media. There's a thanks. All right, that was a long intro. Look, let's get into this, man. Little Mr. E, Foos Gone Wild, under fire right now. Okay, they got a governor's race right now that is really has a lot at stake, especially if you're a Californian, right? Most of us right here are from California, even though, of course, the channel goes international. I've had people from Sweden and Ghana and other people, Australia, tap into the channel because they're down with this Chicanismo right here. But really, it's most of us are from California over here, and we can relate because we all grew up here in the Golden State, right? Anyways, Foos Gone Wild, Little Mr. E. I want to lay some foundational groundwork down before we go down this yellow brick road of did he sell out? Did he sell out the people? Is he a vendido? And all these other things. Look, listen, let's lay out some foundation first of all. What is Foos Gone Wild? Is Foos Gone Wild an entertainment page? Or is it a business? Or is he a page that advances brown people? He's an advocate. It's an advocacy page. He's going to want to deal with brown issues, move us forward, no matter what the cause, no matter how many followers he loses, no matter what's at stake or what's on the line. Is he that? Which one of the three is it? Well, I'm only going to assume because I don't know Little Mr. E. I don't know him from Adam. I really don't know him, right? So everything I'm going to say is going to be 100% assumptive and not factual. Foos Gone Wild, to me, is an entertainment page that is using it as a brand and a business, all right? Which is the opposite of being a page like Chicano Tube. Here, we're an advocacy page. Here, we're for advancing the brown people. Here, we're going to stand on what's right. Y nos vale madre if we lose all our subscribers for pitching the truth. That's just the fact, right? So I wanted to lay that down out there because I don't know if you thought that Foos Gone Wild was for the brown people, was for advancing la raza, for advancing la gente. Absolutely, I don't think so. I think they're just here to entertain. They ended up coming up, making something trending again, which was the 90s style cholo. Every decade had their style cholo, right? The 80s looked like colors. The 90s was like a combination of two movies. If you could blend two movies, Mi Vida Loca and Menace to Society. Intertwine those two, and you've got the 90s style cholo, right? It was just a lot of head-up fights on street corners. No matter if the dude was 5 foot tall and the other dude was a football player. It probably was going to be fight of the year because they really were getting down James Brown, right? It was a whole different time. But Foos Gone Wild tapped into that. The high socks a la chingada, Charlie Browns, the Locos otra vez, and Windbreakers, and Three Flowers, and the Cholo starter packs, and the this starter pack, and then that starter pack. Look, made it real popular and trending. And I don't hate on him because it's working for him. Now, he's under fire because his governor's candidate, his name is Tom Steyer. He ended up doing an endorsement video for him. So I wanted to lay out the groundwork first before we become the judge and the jury on whether Foos Gone Wild really represents the people and has the brown people's best interest, or if it's just an entertainment platform that you can take it how you want to or not take it at all, but it's entertaining as hell and he's turning it into a business, and that's it. We're going to get into that right now. Okay, let's go ahead and deal with it. So let's go ahead and check out this ad right here. This is from Tom Pinchy Steyer, and this is what they're saying that Foos Gone Wild ended up selling out.
We got candidate for governor of California, Mr. Tom Steyer. What's cracking, Tom?
Well, it's getting close to election time, Mr. E. And I gotta say, it's going to be a big fight till then. But I'm here to represent the working people of California. That's all I'm interested in. All the big companies who've been ripping us off, their time is coming up.
So one of the hot topics out here is ICE.
Big company, and he's a billionaire. He owns a lot of big companies. But anyways,
if you're elected as governor of California,
ICE is a criminal organization. I've said we should abolish it, but I don't get to abolish it. What I do get to do is this. We get to prosecute them for racial profiling because it's against the law, for violence against Californians because that's
a little bit of pandering going on.
We get to raise money.
He's saying arrest all police officers. I guess that's what the brown people want.
And we let everybody know their rights. I'm going to stand between those criminal ICE agents, violent criminal ICE agents, and the people of California. That's the governor's job. I'm going to do it.
Wow. Now, speaking of prison, we got a lot of fools in prison watching right here, and millions of fools across all Foos Gone Wild platforms. I'm going to press you on an issue here. A lot of fools are saying that you invested in private prisons. What do you got to say about that, fool?
ICE centers.
22 years ago, they were right. I did. And over 20 years ago, I realized...
Not prisons, detention centers,
ICE. I didn't just get rid of the stock. I actually have spent the last 20 years working to end the era of mass incarceration in California and moving for rehabilitation and treatment. So we've worked continuously for the last 20 years. The most important rehabilitative justice organization in this state is called Smart Justice. They looked at every candidate, but they endorsed me because I realized that just like Paul on the road to Damascus, when he was the biggest opponent of Jesus and he decided, oh my God, I should be the biggest supporter of Jesus, I took that mistake and said, that's a wake-up call to do the right thing. My mom taught in prisons. My uncle went to prison. I understand that this
that makes him qualified. The uncle went to the Pinta.
Rehabilitative. We need to give people treatment.
They think we're stupid, gente. Pandering to us. They really think we're stupid.
But the fact is, we were in a period
My familia went to the Pinta, vote for me.
And we need to move to a period where we give people a second chance, where we get them a chance to go back to society and be successful and give them the support.
Release all the prisoners is what he's saying.
All this talk about the Pinta, prison, and ICE got me hungry, man. You want to get some lunch or what? But let's talk about the real issue here, homie, because we all know the higher the socks, the downer the fool. Sock check, homie. Let's crack it, fool. Oh, damn. This fool's invited to the carne asada, dog. Socks higher than gas prices.
Nobody's socks go higher than Steyer.
I like that. I like that. Look, listen. Again, don't get it twisted. Foos Gone Wild is 100% entertainment. It don't matter who comes knocking on the door. The check is going to come. Now, it's the opposite of Chicano Tube. It's the opposite of us right here. I'm just thankful to God that I am in a position to turn away Foos money. I don't need that. Gracias a Dios, right? Here we're going to stand on principles, and I don't believe Tom Steyer is going to move the gente forward. How could he? I mean, I don't give a shit really that he's a billionaire because it's none of your business. It's none of my business how much money he has in his bank or how much money I have in the bank or how much money little Mr. E has in the bank. That's none of our business. That's what it really is strictly business. I do business on who the fuck I want to do business with. because no one pushes my strings. No one is controlling me like a puppet master. So I'm not mad at little Mr. E, but I would be upset if he were trying to advance La Raza forward. He's going to keep tapping into ice because it's popping. It's going to help his brand. He's going to keep getting in, selling his, him getting this endorsement. I mean, him getting this phone call from Tom Steyer saying, I'll cut you a check for 50 racks to make a commercial for me, actually proves that the hard work that little Mr. E and Foos Gone Wild did paid off, in my opinion. Again, he doesn't represent the brown people. He brought the 90s cholo back, and it's popping and it's funny. And a lightweight does make us look like pendejos. I mean, for the people that take it literal, just know that that's the 90s cholo. It was a time. I don't really joke and laugh about that because I have a lot of friends who wore that clothes, and that was the last clothes they ever wore before they hit the grave, or that was the last clothes that they ever wore before they caught a life sentence or 2 or 3 life sentences. That I agree with La Chicana Smiley when she went on Hood Stocks that, some people really live that life, right? But he's doing it for entertainment purposes. So that the baboso Tom Steyer invested $90 million into ICE facilities, gente. This was back when 43 and 44 was the president. Again, they say he was the first Africano president. He's the one that built the cages. He's the one that put the kids in the cages. He is the one that was wrapping the kids like hot dogs. And this baboso said, wait a second, this thing is so popping. It's a really good idea. Let's go ahead. And he called up his accountant and he says, put $90 million and build more cages for the kids. Is that on little Mr. E? Little Mr. E didn't do that shit. He didn't. Little Mr. E's building a brand that he's getting governors, candidates for governors, calling him, sending him 5-figure checks. I'm not hating on the cabron because it's an entertainment page at the end of the day. So is little Mr. E a sellout? I don't think he's a sellout. But people got it twisted. You thinking that he's trying to advance the brown people. He's not trying to advance the brown people. He's going to capitalize on whatever's trending. He's going to capitalize on that and use his page and platform as a brand. Now, this baboso Tom Steyer right here, he's the last one. Again, I don't want to get political. He's the last one that I would endorse. It doesn't matter how much money. He just, for one, he gives off weirdo vibes. 2, he gives off pedo vibes. Right? It just is weird. He has a pruny looking little pinchy wrinkly face, and we think this guy's actually gonna help the people. No, what California needs is actually a radical change, not the status quo, right? They're pandering to us. My uncle went to prison. Who the fuck gives a fuck about your uncle going to prison? All this racism, who gives a fuck about that shit? They're trying to pump this so much down our throats. They want you to wake up thinking racism. They want you to go to sleep thinking racism. They want you to walk down the fucking street thinking racism is why you can't get ahead. Victim mentality is what they're trying to spread. They think we're this stupid, gente. I got primos that are fucking doctors. I got primos that are lawyers. I got cousins that are fucking dentists. I got a cousin that's a pinchy judge. You're telling me the Gavacho held her down? Chale Street. So they're pandering to us. I wouldn't vote for this baboso as far as I could fucking throw the dude, right? But is little Mr. E on the hot seat? Is it justified? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he didn't sell anyone out because he doesn't represent the people. He brought back the 90s cholo again. I'm going to say it. And with the spin on there in the 2020s. And now you got all these little kids, the higher the socks and putting on hairnets, which it's a whole nother video that I'm going to do. Teaching about, the cultures and how they affect us nowadays, etc., and misguiding the youth. But that's a whole nother pinchy video. Little Mr. E, he got his money, $50,000. He'll endorse someone that is very far from traditional Mexican values because he's in it for the money. It's a business to him. I wouldn't do it because ChicanoTube, the time that I do have to invest into making videos for you guys, is going to stand on principles. right? We're about Dios, familia y cultura. We're about having kids, having big families, taking care of them. We don't look at our children as burdens. Oh, let's get rid of them. You know, what the fuck? Who the fuck told? You tell your abuelita that. See if she doesn't get the chancla and throw that shit at your pinche cabeza. We don't look at children as burdens. We look at children as blessings. These are traditional Mexican values, all right? So again, I won't endorse this right here, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Comment below in the chat. Did little Mr. E se pasó? In my opinion, no se pasó. In my opinion, he's an entertainment. He's not for the brown people at all. You know what I mean? And another little tip I'm going to give little Mr. E. This is just my little poll of opinion right here. Is you got to run chingazos, cabrón. People don't like MMA. They don't like MMA. Everyone that was on that show, again, shout out to you, and I hope it keeps growing and growing and growing. But Mexicans love puño limpio, pinche peleas, boxing, not MMA. And you got to put foos on there. That means dudes that jump off the couch and look like they're down-ass foos, not semi-pro amateurs that look like they already have 10 fights and the raza ain't into that. Make them look like fools and make them puño limpio, chingazos. That's what I say. That's what the content creator series of fighting is always going to be. It's going to be boxing. It's going to be no headgear. And it's going to be real fools getting down. All right, you guys. But comment below on what you think, you know, on anything that I said. Does he represent the raza? Doesn't he represent the raza? Tom Steyer, 90-year-old billionaire that built the cages and wrapped kids like hot dogs and invested $90 million into that. Do the people matter? Does it matter? Or will you vote for Tom Steyer knowing he's building more ICE detention centers? I don't know. Comment below. I'll catch you on the next episode of Chicano Tube. Gente, I'm out.